have several cookbooks, but I'm actually working on one very, very specifically that is gonna be out before the holidays because it's gonna have very specific recipes in there for the holidays. So keep that in mind. Jamaica, welcome. Are Amish allowed to be friends with English people? Do you guys want to know something? My mom is like best friends with a lady that is not Amish. And I talk to her and sometimes she'll update me on things. It's really, really funny. They're close. They're like best friends. I hope it has peanut butter pie. Oh, I forgot about peanut butter pie. I wonder if I should put that in there. Peanut butter pie is pretty amazing. Do I still have some souvenirs? I do. And I actually have some things in my kitchen that were given to me when I was still Amish and I still use them. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Sydney, Ohio. I don't think I know where Sydney, Ohio is. Hope your cookbook has very thin sugar cookies. So thanks for that reminder, because sugar cookies were actually one of my favorite cookies ever that we would make, and actually buttermilk sugar cookies, the best. So I don't really like shoe fly pie, but I'm actually making a note. There's a very special custardy type of pie that's going to be in there. Apparently you guys like pie. So one of the recipes that's going to be in there is a different type of custardy pie. But the other, what's the other? Oh, not pie. It's called dressing. And it's the dressing that we used to make for the Amish weddings, and it is the best dressing you'll ever have in your entire life. And I had a friend over. I actually had a couple friends over after I made it. I made some last weekend, and they both tasted it, and they were like, "What the heck is in here?" And I'm like, "Can't tell you. It's in my recipe book. You'll get it when I have it in my recipe book." But it is how you make it, and then there's certain types of ingredients in it. I literally will not eat any other kind of dressing or stuffing or whatever, other than the one that I would like make myself, because I just don't think it's good. So, thanks, Courtney. Are Amish allowed to be left-handed? In our Mennonite community, you're not allowed to be left-handed. Crafty Panda, that's very, very sad. Yes, where I'm from, we were allowed to be left-handed if we were left-handed. Welcome, Philadelphia. I've been in Philadelphia, PA before. I'm a FedEx driver delivery in an Amish community. Oh, Amber, what community is that? Ontario. I wish she'd answer. I have an autistic son and would just like to know. Wait, what was the question? There's so many questions on here, Amanda. I don't know what the question was. Are drugs a thing in the Amish community? You mean like medical drugs or like drugs on the street? So they don't go to, let's just talk about medication. They don't go to medication very often. They only do it in like emergency. So for example, like I had an uncle that had diabetes and heart disease, and he was on medication for that. Most of the time it's only like situations like that like medication isn't like a big thing in the community, at least not where I'm from. No, AT, I don't really get homesick or anything like that because it's been so long. Oh, Amanda asked about autism in the Amish community. So I actually never really knew about autism until after I left. I heard about autism. So autism, at least like where I'm from, is not something that is very common. I think you know, maybe it would happen here and there, but I just personally was not aware of it when I was still at home. Not something that was really ever seen. Now, did we have some people that were, I'm trying to think. I think on occasion there might have been someone that, you know, had something going on, but like they wouldn't, I don't think they would have called it autism. So it's not something that's very common at all. Like, all I can say is from my experience, I never knew about it until after I left. That's it. Like, I don't know what the percentage is or anything like that, or but what I will say though is a lot of people are under the impression that the Amish don't have any kind of like cancer or diseases or anything like that, and that's false. They're actually not as healthy as a lot of people think that they are, because we would think that they would be really, really healthy in the way that they eat, or because they grow their own fruits and vegetables, they have their own animals and stuff like that. But here's the thing, it's the way that they cook their food. So they eat a lot of sugar and they fry a lot of their foods, like meats and vegetables and stuff like that. Very, very heavy type of cooking. I don't cook like that anymore, but that is why. So every weekend we would make cakes and pies, and we would always have bread, and we would always have cookies on hand and granola, and we would cook with or make things with high fructose corn syrup, lots of brown sugar and white sugar, all of those things. And so I had one of my grandparents died from heart disease. I had a cousin at 16 years old that died from leukemia. I had an aunt. I had 2 or 3 aunts that died from cancer, and from some of their kids died from cancer. I had an uncle with diabetes and heart disease. I had 2 other uncles with heart disease. So to say that those things aren't prevalent in the community is false. And I know that there's been people that have been saying like the Amish don't have diseases, and well, that's false. So could they be if they would cook their food differently? Yes. Why don't they? Because they're not taught any different. Like, they're not taught like, hey, frying your chicken until it's burned isn't good, or taking loads and loads of butter. Now, butter's not bad for you if it's, you know, coming straight from the farm and you're, you know, making fresh butter. It's not that. It's that they take butter, put white flour in it, and then put the chicken in there and fry it. It's really, really good, but it's not good for you. So there's a little bit of truth behind, like, are the Amish healthy?